Hi guys, thanks for joining us again on the channel. So, there's a reason I haven't talked about this one until now. It's not because I didn't want to talk about it, but because I needed to get it right. And now, the wait's over. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer found that while this cable modem ultimately delivers on performance, the setup process can be a bit of a hassle. Our reviewer first ran into the classic catch-22 of needing an internet connection to activate the very device meant to provide it, forcing him to reconnect his old hardware just to get started. The companion app was partially helpful, as it guided him to call his internet service provider. After a brief wait on the phone, a support agent was able to activate the new modem by swapping the old and new MAC addresses. However, the initial success was followed by confusion. Once the device reset, only two intensely bright blue lights were visible, making it appear as though the other essential status lights were off. Believing it wasn't working, this client spent the next couple of hours unplugging the unit and searching online for answers. He eventually discovered on forums that this is a common issue with the design. The indicator lights are so powerful they act like floodlights, washing out the others. Peeking through the ventilation grill confirmed that all the necessary lights were in fact on. Further frustration arose when trying to access the admin webpage, which required a factory reset using a paperclip. As for the app that seemed so promising, it proved to be a letdown. After setup, it offers little more than basic info and a link to the manual, lacking any real-time status monitoring or a way to access settings. Despite the troublesome installation, the performance upgrade was undeniable. Replacing an outdated modem that was bottlenecking his connection, this new device immediately unlocked the full speed of his internet plan. He is now getting speeds well over what he pays for, which has made a noticeable difference in how quickly apps and data load. For this reviewer, the frustrating journey was worth it for a much faster, more responsive connection, with plenty of room for future speed upgrades.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer, who has a 500 Mbps broadband plan, was looking to replace the all-in-one gateway provided by their internet company. Upon receiving this refurbished modem, our reviewer was impressed by its condition. It was virtually indistinguishable from a new unit, with the device, power supply, and even the packaging looking factory fresh. The only clue to its refurbished status was a small sticker on the back and a minor note on the box, which was a pleasant surprise. The setup process was relatively straightforward. After swapping out the old equipment, a chat session with their provider's tech support was all it took to get the new modem provisioned. The whole process took about half an hour, and once it was done, the internet speeds were just as fast, if not slightly better than before. Our reviewer does offer a couple of helpful tips based on their experience. It's important to know that this particular modem seems to lock onto the first device it connects with. If you swap the computer or router plugged into it, you'll need to reboot the modem to establish a connection. They also caution that using your own equipment means you'll only get best effort support from the internet provider, as they don't offer full service for third-party hardware. The primary motivation for this client was to gain more control over their home network. They run their own dedicated firewall and wireless access points, and the ISP-supplied gateway was causing issues. Even when properly configured, its powerful built-in Wi-Fi radios couldn't be disabled and were interfering with their custom setup. By making this switch, not only did they solve the signal interference problem, but they also eliminated the monthly equipment rental fee from their bill. Because of this saving, this modem is expected to pay for itself in well under a year.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer wanted to share their experience with this cable modem, and overall, it's been pretty positive. Installation was a breeze, and it boots up relatively quickly, in about a minute and a half. The initial experience, however, wasn't perfect. The first unit our reviewer received had a rather annoying intermittent connectivity problem. While it maintained a connection to the internet itself, it would sporadically fail to provide an IP address to any router plugged into it. This was incredibly frustrating, as it was difficult to pinpoint the source of the issue initially. It would work perfectly fine, and then after a reboot, the router would refuse to receive an IP address. After considerable troubleshooting, and after observing the same issue with a second, known to be reliable router, this client contacted customer support. They were very helpful and promptly sent a replacement, a refurbished unit. Thankfully, this second device worked flawlessly right out of the box. It has proven to be remarkably stable, consistently providing IP addresses even after repeated unplugging, reconnecting, and power cycling. Our reviewer is ultimately very satisfied with the device and relieved that it came with a warranty, just in case any other issues arise. The replacement has been rock solid.
And that's a wrap. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.